will be greater than Solomon in wisdom. He will be greater than Moshe, but not in prophecy. No one can exceed Moshe in prophecy, because there can never come anybody that can contradict the truth, the validity of the Torah. The Torah is true. That's why the Christian Moshiach doesn't work, their idea. Because it's someone that's contradicting Torah, the mitzvot. Understand? That doesn't work. No one can contradict Moshe Rabbeinu's teachings, because in prophecy, no one supersedes Moses. But in quality of soul, in wisdom, and everything else, Mashiach is the greatest person ever to be. And all of humanity will recognize his greatness, and all of humanity will elect him sort of as a leader, and be willing to do what Mashiach instructs them and guides them. And Mashiach is known to be a king, the greatest king. Now this is something that we are very uncomfortable with, because we've gotten rid of kings a long time ago. They didn't leave a good taste in our mouth, these kings. Most of them were tyrants and monsters. And we don't really want such someone. We're very scared of having a human being that has such power, absolute power. Who knows? That's because when you give someone power, there is always the fear of corruption, and that the person will use that power for their own benefit, for their own good, not for the good of the people. Hypothetically, it's hard for us to imagine. Hypothetically, if we know that there is a human being who doesn't have one tiny bit of selfishness, doesn't have one tiny bit of ego, and is completely pure, and can be an absolute channel to the divine will, and is the most humblest human being ever to live. When Mashiach comes, Mashiach is described in the prophets as a poor man riding on a donkey. What does that mean? It's expressing the ultimate humble person who will pay attention to every human being, to every person. So if we can imagine a person of such purity, so how do we feel about him being a king? One can ask the question, okay, I understand a leader, let him be an awesome sage. He will be a sage. A great, great mentor, the greatest mentor. But why does he need a crown? Why do we need to have a Mashiach, a king? But it's very important, because our belief as Jews is that we believe there will be a king. It's not enough to believe there will be a Mashiach era. We have to believe there will be a human being, a king, that has absolute power. So here is just a simple idea, which I think we can relate to and understand. And that is, in order for Mashiach to be able to move mankind in great strides to higher accomplishments and higher achievements, in a manner that doesn't take much time to elevate us and move us to greater and greater and greater and greater achievements, and for that Mashiach has to have the ability to lead us as a king, which means that all of humanity is subservient to him, and they follow him in blind faith. The reason for that is as follows. Because when you're trying to get something done in today's world, in a democracy, because that's the best way we figured out the form of government, that once we got rid of kings, so then we came up with this democracy as a form of government. That's the best way we have government until Mashiach comes.